So this is the last 3 or 4 minutes from the latest Startup Nation podcast with Greg Isenberg. His guest, Ras Mic, walks through how he uses GitHub to minimize risks to his live code by enabling branching to develop his new features on. And then once it's all cool, then he commits it to the live code. Thought it was well worth sharing. So here we go.
Can we end with a 3 to 4 minute GitHub?
This is going to be the simplest tutorial of life. Yeah. Like, this is going to be so simple. Think of GitHub as this one giant line. This is your project. And think of, I'll maybe like draw like little lines here. Think of these as like major milestone product updates, things you've shipped, right? Let's say for the first one that this was an admin dashboard, right? We shipped an admin dashboard, Greg, and our customers are extremely happy. But then we got some new feedback that they want like a live tracker in the admin dashboard. We currently have a working project. We currently have working code. What most people have been doing with their Vibe projects, like you build and you click publish and then it publishes right away. What most people have been doing is they're adding a new feature on top of working code. Now, here's the problem. Most people's setup is as follows. They have their Vibe coding tool, Vibe coding, or IDE for the devs, right? So this is where you write or you prompt your code, and then you push this code to GitHub, right? And then think of GitHub again as this giant line of like features you're continuing to stack. And then the way most people have it set up is this code is probably getting pushed to Vercel, right? Vercel or Netlify. These are the big boys. Vercel. Now here's the problem. The problem here, and the reason why GitHub is so important is, let's say people want the live tracker, but our app is working fine how it is right now. If I prompt my IDE or my Vibe code tool, or even myself as a developer, I build this live tracker feature, and let's say it didn't test well, or even let's say we tested, but there was some bug that we missed, and I push this to production. This pushes to Vercel, updates the site, updates the app. Now I've pushed a bug into my live code. Site can go down, user can mess. Like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. GitHub works as such. So let's say I'll remove this right here. So let's say we've shipped the admin dashboard. Perfect. Now we want to add the live tracker. Okay. GitHub has this terminology or this thing called branching for we can copy the code from its last working point and create a new branch. And I can give a name to this branch. And usually the naming convention for like a production branch is main. It used to be master, but apparently master is offensive now. Ooh. It's main. Did I just delete main?
No.
It's main. And for like the new branch, I can name it whatever I want. So in this case, let's say we're a large team. I'll name it Mickey/live tracker. And the reason why I'll name it this way is you know that it's me who's working on this. And by the name, you can kind of tell what feature I'm working on. I'm going to be building out the live tracker feature in this branch. This code is now separate from this code. This branch is connected to Vercel. So as long as I don't touch this branch, the live deployment is fine. And the reason why GitHub is so sick is I can continue to work on this branch, thoroughly test it, and then when it's all said and done and it's good, I'll merge this. Let me get my pencil. I'll merge this back into the branch. So now I've had a clean run where this app is working fine. I spent enough time testing to make sure all is well. And once I'm confident that all is well, I merge it. And I showed an example earlier when we were talking about Devin. This is a classic example where the change that was made was this right here. This line was removed. You can see the branch name here. The branch name is Devin/some number fixed past template expiration, right? So kind of the same naming convention. You can name it however you want, but I find that helpful.
That was a really cool part of the video. You might want to go watch it just for that Devin part.
And then the way in technical organizations it works is a manager or someone else reviews it. In this case, it could be you or CodeRabbit. And then you see this option right here that's hidden right now where you click merge. And then once you've merged it, it's essentially into your main code base. So although most people will not be into GitHub heavily, I think understanding that this is how it works. And I think as the tools continue to get better, we're going to start, like Vibe coders will have access to these type of tools, like being able to branch. And this is essentially how it works. I have a main branch. This is connected to my Vercel or Netlify. If I push code to here, it redeploys my site. And in order to build a very sustainable piece of product that works, that's functional, every single feature I want to build or change I want to make, I have to turn into a new branch, right? I vibe coded, I tested, it works. I'm happy, then I merge in. And there are times where you start and it never gets merged. But guess what? You don't care because it does not affect the main branch, which is connected to your Vercel and Netlify. And that's a GitHub crash course.
That's how it should all be done already.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think, one thing we often forget is GitHub is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
So you got to think that OpenAI with Codex and the integrations that they're going to be doing with GitHub.
And I think like all the vibe coding tools, this is even stuff we're working on Tempo, is like, if we really want people to build serious applications, these workflows are coming, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I can imagine it almost being like every time you work on a new feature, like the tool automatically creates a new branch for you, right?
Makes sense.
Because directly pushing live into production is...
You're crazy.
You're crazy.